Shar'ron, Warren, I'm going to guide us through a Yin class today. You're going to need 2 blocks, a blanket, and a bolster. Go ahead and meet me in Sukhasana with an upright spine. Starting to rotate through the head and the neck, taking some circles. Now here, the shoulders melt down and away towards the hips. And start to take a reverse rotation. Maybe a counterclockwise. Good. Now bring the arms out to the sides of the body. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, flip the palms, press the sand away. Good. 4 more like that, finding a rhythm, and it's like a dance. Well done. Once the rounds are complete, reaching that right arm over long off the left edge. Start to take that left elbow under the right and start to pull that bicep in towards the heart. Yeah, wiggle the fingers here, feeling this opening through the outer edge of that right shoulder and right arm. Now start to draw the gaze over towards the right shoulder head. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, release. Arms come back. This time extending that left arm out. Take that right elbow, hook it under the left. Good, wiggle the fingertips here. And then draw the gaze over towards that left shoulder head. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out. Well done, release. Let's come on to all fours, tabletop. Option to pad your mat here with a blanket if you'd like. Now we're going to spread through the fingertips, so make a V shape between the fingers, like this, expanding the palms wide. And you start to press down through the fingerprints here and the knuckle pads. This is known as the 20 points in the hands in our yoga. Now start to circle the hips over towards the right, and then drop the hips down towards the heels, circle them back over towards the left, creating a U shape with the body here. Imagine that you're drawing the letter U. Taking some breath with sound here. Looking for long, smooth inhales and long, smooth exhales. Now start to reverse this action by drawing the hips towards the right wrist, over towards the left, creating this upside down U, almost this rainbow shape. Allowing the breath to guide you in each movement. Sometimes we begin to hold the breath. The breath is smooth and even. Good. Now on your own, start to take a big circle. Start to trace that spiral. Clockwise rotation here, unhinging through the joints in the body. If you'd like to, you can press the spine high or bend the elbows, the knees. Moving the body in whatever way it's asking. And so the aim of your practice is to enjoy this body, these bones, this breath. Listen close, reverse the flow. No bells, no whistles, be simple and take a counterclockwise rotation. If the wrists are getting tired, press down through the fingerprints, the knuckle pads. Engage the core by pulling the navel in, supporting the body here with the bones. Take a few more rotations, and then begin to seal and close the spiral. Taking that movement and that motion back to pausing, neutral stance. Traditional cat-cow, inhale, heart forward, drop the belly, gaze comes high. Exhale, chin to chest, round, press the spine up and away. 2 more like that, your breath, inhale, heart forward. Exhale, round. Again, heart forward. Exhale, round. Listen close. Tuck the toes under, broken toe, press the hips high. Now the hips can press in towards an imaginary wall here. Some of us are going to soften the hips down onto the heels and even manually move that pinky toe out. Now we have our bolsters here if we need the support, so let's take that bolster if you need it. Place it to the ankles, the calves as you soften down. Now start to draw the gaze off the right shoulder head. Feel the space you're creating in the left side of the neck. Take 3 breaths right here. Looking for smooth, even breaths. Once that's finished, you'll gaze off the left shoulder, feeling the space down the right side of the neck. 3 breaths right here, be total. Taking these mundane tasks like a great deed. And once you're finished, you'll draw the gaze back, lift off the ankles, the heels, that bolster. Come back to all fours and delicately start to tap out the feet, making the sound of rain. Now we'll hover the ankles and we'll rotate them, creating a counterclockwise or clockwise rotation. Good. Now listen close. Press off the earth. We're going to come into a dragon, modified here. Stepping through that right foot. Yes, so patting that left knee if you need it. Now there's this option for blocks if you want to lean into the stretch. Some will stay upright, and this is great, working into the left psoas. Others will walk that foot a little bit further, allow that knee to stay either in traction with the ankle or allowing the knee to come beyond the ankle. Using either side of that right foot as we press the palms in and down. Imagine that the shoulders are sliding down, away, like the crown of the head pressing through a turtle coming out of its shell, this long spine. And feel the top of that left thigh. Direct the breath right there. We won't be here tremendously long, but we'll be total and full with this action in this moment. Now spread through the right toes. Good. Spread through the left toes. Notice if you're clenching the jaw. Make space for the sets of teeth. Let's take 3 more breaths right here. Looking for even, smooth breaths. And once those breaths are complete, we're going to grab onto those blocks and we're going to slide that right leg long. Now start to bring the toes back towards the face. This is known as Ardha Hanuman. So the toes come back towards the chin, towards the face. You direct the breath along the grain of the muscle down and out through that right foot. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, bending that right knee, slide it back. Good. Now our transition is just going to be to take the second side, stepping that left leg forward. I know we all desire a counter pose, but we're just going to lean into the practice. So again, you can stay upright. If you'd like to, you can reach for those blocks. You can bend that left knee even further over the ankle, opening up the right psoas and the right top of this hip. Again, wiggle the left toes, even wiggle the right. Yeah, soften the jaw. Allow the tongue to rest on the dome-shaped palate, the roof of the mouth. Breath with sound here. 3 more inhales and exhales. Once those rounds of breath are complete, press into the blocks, gripping onto the blocks. Bring the blocks to the side edges of your hands. Draw the left toes towards the face. See if you can lengthen completely this Ardha Hanuman right here for a few rounds of breath. Collectively, let's take an inhale. Big exhale out. Well done. Bend into that left knee. Bring it back. Transition's going to be butterfly. Cross the ankles. Take the blocks. Bring the soles of the feet together. Like so. Good. So we'll slide the soles of the feet together. Let's prepare this bolster by putting it behind the body, even though we're going to get an upright butterfly at first. Setting ourselves up for success here. Good. Now, notice if the shoulders are up around the ears, if you're holding this residual tension. See if you can start to press the heart through the knees in direction of the toes. Take a deep breath right here. And on the exhale, soften the palms, slide them down the legs, maybe reaching for the outer edges of the feet as we draw the chin in towards the chest. Getting this hinging at the hips. Now notice your thoughts. Where is my mind? Where did it go? See if you can draw the mind back to your practice. Back to this place where you've been waiting to be. The mind is constantly rushing from moment to moment to get to the next. So how here can you be? Now taking about 6 to 9 more breaths in this butterfly before we transition to a reclined butterfly. As we slow the breaths down, we activate the parasympathetic nervous system, setting the body into recharge, renewal mode. And we need that. So take the last few breaths, wherever you are, let them be long, smooth inhales, audible, fluid exhales. When you feel ready to transition, all you'll do is you'll gently dissolve by rounding the body back up, allowing the forearms to make their way to the earth as we soften the torso over the bolster, melting the shoulders down. Arms can reach out wide. And for a more grounding experience, maybe the palms are flat in the earth. For a more receptive experience, maybe the palms are up towards the sky. Bringing that rose around. And the heart is the highest point in the body here. Opening up this area of the body that we often protect. Now, if you'd like to, you can reach the arms out to the sides of the body. Find length through the arms as you reach them up towards the ceiling, an imaginary tap of the fingertips on the ceiling as you melt the shoulders back down, encouraging the shoulders to further release. Now here, if you'd like to, draw that chin over towards the right shoulder head to make space through the left side of the neck. And it doesn't bother the cervical spine. Maybe you try to see how that feels. Just holding about 3 rounds of breath. And once those 3 rounds are complete, you can slide that chin over towards the left shoulder, making space on the right side of the neck. And drawing the gaze back up to center when you'd like. Feel the ripples, the echoes. And take about 5 to 9 more breaths in this reclined butterfly. And when those rounds of breath are complete, in your own time, in your practice, when you feel ready, we'll bring the palms to the edges of the hips or the thighs, and we'll close the legs like a book. Now listen close here. We're going to press the palms flat on the thighs, and we're going to press the thighs away from the body as we draw the heels in towards the body. Feel that stretch to the sacrum, the low back. Take a deep inhale. Audible exhale. Good. And then slowly take your time to transition to modified fish, extending both legs long. The bolster still remains behind the body here. Now notice how, as we've changed the legs, the entire posture and its sensation may have changed as well. We have that bolster to press into the low back, bringing support and safe compression. Soften the jaw, make space. Maybe soften through the forehead. Check if you're clenching the fingers, the glutes, the ankles. Take a deep breath in and a long, audible exhale out. Start to walk the feet in towards the hips, bending through both knees, and take that right ankle to the left knee, taking this figure 4 right here with the bolster. Option to walk that left heel in a little closer. Option to slide a block under that left foot if you'd like to get a little bit of lift and sensation through the left thigh. Now we work in opposition, so the right knee is pressing towards the top edge of the mat as that left thigh is reaching in towards the body. Still soft through the shoulders. Take 3 to 5 breaths right here. And once those rounds of breath are complete, it's simple. You slide that left foot off the block if it's there. You release that right foot down and start to windshield wiper from side to side. Now the windshield wiper pose will be a little smaller since we have that bolster behind the body. See if without lifting the head, you can draw the chin in towards the heart. And then we'll take that left ankle to right knee, figure 4 reclined here. Some of us will stay right here, and others will, as gracefully as we can, find that block, supporting the right foot, getting that lift, creating sensation to the back of that right thigh. That left knee presses more forward as that right thigh comes in, creating your level of tension that you desire in your body. Safe, healthy tension here. Taking about 5 rounds of breath, maybe 3 long breaths. And once that last round of breath is complete, you'll release that left ankle. You'll move that right foot off the block and listen close. Sliding to the right or left off of the bolster. Push the bolster to the left side of the mat. And then drawing the knees in towards the chest. Taking some circles or some steady holds here. Be your own masseuse, massaging the low back, the sacrum, and the kidneys out here. These unseen parts of ourselves. And when you feel ready, release the feet to the earth and start to take windshield wipers, maybe a little larger and wider here. Maybe the opposite knee floats down to opposite sole of foot. Gently extend both legs long as we rest and feel in this pentacle pose, this star shape in the body. Observing all sensation. Now we're going to come into saddle pose. So grip onto that bolster off the left edge, finding that bolster started at about hips distance and let it find length down towards the top edge of the mat because we want to support that ankle. We're going to draw that right knee in towards the right rib cage and right shoulder head. Start to take some circles here with that right knee. Lubricating the largest joint in the right side of the body here, this right hip socket. And And when you feel ready, you're going to tick-tock that right knee over towards the left, bringing that knee to the bolster. Now, many of us will have to use a block to support the body here by creating that slope in the bolster. So the block can start at the top edge. Sorry, Mike. I like that better. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good job, Tony. This looks great. How's that? That's better. Good. Now, if you'd like to, you can draw the gaze or the chin in the direction of that right shoulder head, getting a spiral through the spine. For some, that left palm might even rest on top of that right knee, like a mini sandbag. Breath with sound, even here. Notice the thoughts again. Where did the mind go? Invite it back to your affirmation, that intention, back to this body, this moment, this practice. Training the mind like the muscle that it is. Getting this rinsing through the liver, the stomach, the large and small intestine, aiding digestion here. Take about 5 to 9 more breaths on this first side in saddle. When those rounds of breath are complete, you'll simply release that right knee back to the right rib cage, taking the right palm, and take some circles as you lubricate, moving that synovial fluid. When you feel ready, extend that right leg back out long. Come back into that pentacle pose, that star shape. Feeling and noticing the ripples of sensation. Now grab that bolster and place it off the right edge of the mat, starting at hip, working its way down the leg, long towards the top of the mat. And when you feel ready, draw that left knee to the left rib cage, left shoulder head, and start to create some circles, massaging into that left hip socket. And again, when you feel ready, tick-tock that left knee over towards the right. Now the sides of the body can be very different, so you might need more or less props depending on the level of tension and scar tissue inside this left hip. If you need to use that block to get that slope in the bolster, sliding the block under the bolster so that we can really have that support to the inside of that left leg, the side of the shin, the knee. And some might allow that right palm to rest on the left thigh or knee like a mini sandbag as they draw the gaze over towards that left shoulder head, creating space through the right side of the neck. And on this side, we're getting a rinsing to the spleen. Rinsing still through the digestive system, the liver. Creating this spiral through the spine. Take about 5 to 9 more breaths in this last side of saddle pose. And once those rounds of breath are complete in your body, in your practice, you'll gently release that left knee, draw it back in towards the rib cage, and take some circles. Really lubricate that left hip. And maybe you'd like to invite the right knee in as well, taking circles with both knees. Now it's at this point in the practice that you'll take whatever last pose you need that serves your body. Maybe you take windshield wipers. Maybe you take a snail pose or even a happy baby. Thank you for joining us. I will see you guys soon. Make sure you take your Shavasana. Give yourself about 5 to 8 minutes to unwind before you transition to whatever comes next.